If you're thinking about selling AI automations, maybe you are a little builder, you have an AI automation agency, or you are building an AI software as a service, in this video we'll look at 3 steps you can do to start testing the market as soon as possible. My name is Luigi. Yes, just like Super Mario's Luigi, and you can probably pick up on my Italian accent. I've been a digital marketer since 2019, and now I'm joining the AI revolution, currently building a software as a service. Let's dive in. The first point of the video is simple but fundamental. Start from the needs of the target. I already published a more detailed video on this topic, but let's quickly review the concept. Let's say you created a software as a service that provides AI customer service. Once you define a precise group, a market segment, a niche you want to sell to, for example, small companies or personal brands that do coaching and consulting, those that are already doing well into 6 figures plus annually, you'll discover that they have problems, a lot of problems. For example, they have little time to do everything. They struggle to manage their assistant. They struggle to manage their sub-coaches, fearing they'll steal clients. Service quality drops compared to when the founder handled the clients themselves. Customer replies often come 40 hours late. Those things lead to an economic consequence, like a high churn rate, the percentage of clients leaving the service, and, of course, the average customer lifetime value goes down. So what are they gonna desire? Of course, more control over assistant and coaches, something that lightens their workload, and more free time for the founders. Armed with this knowledge, you can craft sales presentations and offers that speak directly to those pain points and resonate when you present. Do research on forums, LinkedIn, Instagram, Reddit, listen to the complaints and take notes. And of course, later you can potentially broaden your funnel and capture other segments of the market, but that comes much later, if ever needed. Step 2 is big. Create an irresistible offer. As we said, companies don't buy lines of code, they buy results. So we must prove that we can deliver that result quickly and without wasting their money, while getting them to trust us, especially if we have not an established brand or reputation. So we have to package an offer that supports all of that. How? Let's break down some important notes. First of all, you need a speaking name and a clear copy. A common mistake is being unclear in your copy and explanations. Maybe you studied a copywriting course that teaches advanced persuasion with metaphors and stuff like that. And as a novice marketer, you try to use those advanced tactics, of course. And what happens? You end up sacrificing clarity. Especially if you're a tech guy new in the market world, be crystal clear in what your sales materials say. Get some external people to evaluate if your sales materials are clear about the scope, selling proposition, etc. And don't fall too much into the technical part as well. Next point, really important, having a strong guarantee. If after 30 days you haven't halved your response time, we work for you for free until it happens. Or maybe the classic 30-day money-back guarantee. Get creative about that. Next point is social proof. Show a short demo or a case study with concrete numbers. If you don't have a demo, make one. If you don't have testimonials, test the offer with someone you know who needs it, or almost give it away on your first sales in exchange for feedback and testimonials. That's really important. Next point is scarcity. At first, it's tough without credibility and clients, but a good offer usually includes scarcity and urgency. For example, give a discount if they buy within X days. Early on, you might play the beta phase card. For example, you could say prices are very low now and about to double as soon as the service is solidified. So jump now on the offer. And of course, the last thing, which is crucial, it's really, really important, it's having a correct pricing. Pricing is a whole topic by itself. And let me say this, aside from the first 3 to 5 clients, okay, that maybe you will do for free or almost for free to gain experience and testimonials, you must reach a price that lets you profit as soon as possible. The first transaction must be high enough to cover customer acquisition cost, delivery cost, and profit for you. In this way, you, first of all, recover the money spent on the very first order. You have high margin to reinvest in marketing and acquire customer faster. And third point, you don't have to rely on recurring revenue or upsell just to break even. And if not on the first transaction, at least keep an eye on the time to be ROI positive. If you are in a situation where acquiring the client plus delivering the work costs you 7 days of labor plus 400 in software and $300 in ads, you cannot possibly sell it for a simple $47 a month subscription, especially in the early stages. In this case, you must price at least $2,000, $3,000 plus a possible retainer monthly fee. There is a caveat to this situation, and the caveat is if you are well founded by maybe a venture capital or something like that. In this precise case, could be a strategy to acquire a lot of customers faster while losing money to acquire a big piece of the cake as soon as possible. But for the 99% of the people, that is not the case. If you are bootstrapping your company, this is not the case. So don't be afraid to charge. Otherwise, none of this makes sense. Next point of the video. Choose one acquisition channel and push hard on that. Direct outreach, organic content, or ads. Pick one, not all, until you are producing leads consistently. If you have no budget and you need cash fast, I would say outreach is best. Outreach deserves its own video, but essentially you must. First of all, have a list to contact. Do it manually in a more personalized way, like scraping manually on Google, social media, social communities, anywhere. For example, if you have a precise target in mind, go to the top influencers in that niche, scrape their followers or friends, and contact them directly on the social platform, then by email, of course, if they have one. Or you could use tools like Apollo.io to buy leads. But remember that the easier is someone to contact, the more likely their inbox is bombarded. The most important thing is that you personalize the message to boost replies. I don't want to enter in details in this video, but you can personalize the message manually for every single lead or do it with AI. Both paths are good. The more a client is valuable to you, the more you can invest time into a single potential client. And the same is true for a really small niche. For example, if you know that you have just some thousands of leads to reach, like CFOs of big enterprises, take the time to really personalize every single touch point. Otherwise, you are gonna waste precious leads. Instead, if you are targeting people who want to lose weight or who want to have more sex, which is pretty much in the entire world, you'll have an endless stream of leads. That means you can focus on volume and be less concerned about hyper-personalization. Then you just decide whether to send everything automatically through a tool like Instantly for emails, or do it manually, but be sure to follow some tutorial on the right configuration of the tool you're using. For example, with emails, since the wrong configuration leads to a bad deliverability, which is really stupid to have, you'll have to configure it right with email warm-up, right DNS records and stuff like that. If you do this well, you can achieve great results. There are companies that live solely on outreach and do tens of millions. Last thing of the video, track your KPIs. For emails, that might be open rate, reply rate, percentage of leads potentially interested in what you offer, calls booked, and of course close rate. I would suggest also tracking the average value of the first transaction. The important thing is that you track everything in an organized spreadsheet or similar. Otherwise, you'll never know what works and what doesn't. And don't change everything every 100 messages. Each test needs statistical relevance. Don't panic if on day 2 you get 0 replies. Continue on that path until you have some thousands. That's all for this video. Subscribe and see you next time.